LinkedIn is not the same as Twitter or as the same as Facebook. But for many years, because of my corporate marketing background, my Twitter bio had opinions are my own. Well, yeah, obviously, whose other opinion is it going to be? But my legal team made me put it up there. We actually sent social media guidelines to all employees to add that because from a PR perspective, and then also as you reflect on a brand when you're posting, you have to be very careful about what you're posting. You have to think about the brand, even though it's really your personal account. So when I started Envijo and I really was able to truly be myself and talk about the content that I really care about, really show some personality, I saw a major shift in the way I engaged with communities and in the way they engaged with me. And Twitter was a great example of this. There's an amazing group called Marketing Twitter on Twitter that I didn't even know about. You can find them by searching the Marketing Twitter hashtag. What I started to see is some of these up-and-coming marketers, young in their careers, were some of the most creative people I've seen in a long time. And even though I was kind of further on in my career, I was learning so much from them. And most of them were social media managers. That's a role I've held in the past. I know how tough it is. I know how much pressure you feel when you're trying to manage a brand's social identity. You're really doing several things, and any post could reflect poorly on the brand. And what I started seeing from these social media managers is just how much they were doing. They weren't just managing the social media accounts. They were really customer service. They were PR. They were designers. They were videographers. They had to stay up on the latest trends like TikTok and some of these things. And there was an expectation by their organizations that they can just keep adding to this role, right? And when you look at a marketing team, I can guarantee you the social media manager is one of the least compensated persons or people on that team. And so as I engaged with Marketing Twitter and I saw how much they were doing and I was actually learning a lot from them, I felt impassioned. I felt really proud of the work that they're doing, but I felt like I needed to say something. And so on my Twitter account, I posted this tweet: the social media manager role is one of the most underappreciated and undervalued in marketing. They have to cover PR, crisis management, copywriting, graphic design, social listening, support in real time, all while being exceptionally clever and on top of the latest trends. Go and watch some of these guys in action. They are the funniest people on Twitter. They're making brands stand out. But why did I post that? Well, I actually started to understand my community and I actually started to relate to them. And by posting this post, I had no expectation. I mean, you look at this tweet. There's no image. There's no video. Both things I'm a very big fan of, and I always tell my clients it's a very important thing. But the part that I think captivated people is that they felt heard, and I was telling a story. And very quickly, we look at some of this activity, right? Here's some of the comments. The engagement was pretty unreal. You see it hands down. Yeah, it's a big ass. Totally agree. So this one by Joshua Steele really kind of also added to the layers of what I thought they were dealing with. And he said, not to mention the mental strength you need by being on social media platforms the majority of the day. For regular folks, it's draining enough. And that was actually something that really opened my eyes to how much negativity they're constantly seeing on Twitter or on any social media platform, and they have to kind of block all that out and they have to focus on their brands. Well, most people like to complain against those brands, and then you have a social media manager sitting behind that, feeling the brunt of that, and then also trying to stay professional and talk about their brand. It's really a tough ask. So let's take a look at some of this data, right? Let's look at some of the tweet activity and why this is important and why you should be putting content out there so then you can attract the type of people, whether it's prospects, whether if you're looking for a new job. Really, you have to put content out there, and that's when you can find your community and then watch it resonate. Look at these impressions, 140,000 impressions. This would cost thousands of dollars in marketing in order to get that, to achieve that type of numbers. And the engagement is really where it's at. Almost 3,000 people engaged with my content. 1,400 expands, 1,000 likes, 310 retweets, 22 replies, and only one follow. That is actually not as disheartening as you might think, because that follower means a lot to me. That's someone who saw that post, who it really kind of resonated with, and they wanted to follow along. But what also gets me really excited is that engagement that's so hard to make. Now, why are they so engaged? They felt heard. They totally agree with this, and they being social media managers. And then the hope is that other people in roles where they have social media managers, where they're looking to hire, can now think about, am I putting too much on this person's plate? Should they be compensated more? Should we add another social media manager to the team? But really that understanding, that humanity, that they are doing such a difficult task in real time, and that we need to make sure that they're either compensated well or supported well. And that's something that I'm very proud of. And this marketing Twitter community is something I'm continuing to engage with. So check them out, but don't worry about it if you're not in marketing. Find your own tribe. They exist, whether it's on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you do for a living, there's a group of people that your message will resonate with. They could be part of your community, or maybe you're looking to break into a new community. And I would say, right from the heart, just like I did on my tweet, I don't have thousands and thousands of followers, but the tweet really resonated with people. So take a chance and engage with people, and you'll be so pleasantly surprised, and definitely you'll be very rewarded for your actions.